Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Next week on Bold and the Beautiful, Luna Nozawa carries out her plan to lure Will Spencer into changing his mind about playing with the bad girl on the CBS soap. The pardoned murderer and her grandmother, Sheila Carter, conjured up a plan for Luna to infiltrate Forrester Creations in disguise. Then Sheila gave her a plan of attack to lure the Spencer son. We saw Luna make her way into the building last week, and the B&B previews suggest it works because she's bouncing around in lingerie for Will next week. Bold and the Beautiful has Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, acting overly ripe for intimacy, but the girl he professes to love is not ready. Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, acts skittish around Will and backs off when he makes even the slightest advance. Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, happened to witness Electra as she shut down Will when he became desperate for some intimate time with his girlfriend. The newly pardoned Luna is making it her business to give Will Spencer what he desperately lusts for. So, with a little help from Grandma, she is on her way. That disguise they came up with on Bold and Beautiful makes Luna Nozawa stick out like a sore thumb. But despite the very fake-looking mustache, she got into the building with a pizza in hand. Bold and the Beautiful is getting a lot of use out of Brooke Logan's, Catherine Kelly Lang, bedroom fashion line these days. It has turned into an ambush room for the soap's characters. The lingerie is still warm from Brooke Logan wearing it, waiting for Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, to enter the room. But that failed when Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, came his place. But it looks like Luna has a little more luck than Brooke did. Or does she? So, the Bold and the Beautiful preview has Luna looking a bit excited next week, in some risk lingerie for Will. And while the soap didn't show us Will's reaction to this, it is bound to take his breath away, one way or another. Either he is aghast over the goal of this tainted woman to make this seductive play for him at FC with people all around, or he is so frustrated from getting turned down by Electra that he goes for it. And if that's the case, then Luna really takes his breath away. But this is B&B, where drama spins, so maybe Luna gets abruptly stopped by a third party who enters the room. Sheila Carter gave her newfound granddaughter, Luna, several pointers last week on Bold and the Beautiful. Luna Nozawa was worried because Will kept shutting her down, and she needed to find a way to reel him in. But her nine-toed grandmother told her what to do. She suggested the part of Will Spencer's anatomy to go after. The B&B preview suggests that Luna did just that. So, as Luna bounces around in lingerie, attempting to entice Will into that bad girl fun she promised him, someone likely stops her. So someone at FC likely enters the room, bringing her private lingerie showing to a screeching halt. But who might that be? Katie Logan, Heather Tom, would be the most feasible person to bust up Luna's plan. She would put a stop to it, especially if Luna has her son's undivided attention. Will Spencer's mother would not hold back. Katie would become livid over a scene like this. Electra would also be a likely candidate to bust in, since she works there. But a scene like that would leave her furious as well. But what if it is Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, who comes by since Will has been ignoring him since finding out he freed Luna? Then that would be a scene to remember. Forrester Creations is filled with people, employees, and guests. So any one of them could walk through the door as Luna Nozawa tries to fulfill Will Spencer's needs on the CBS soap. Under the gilded chandeliers of Forrester Creations, chaos and Kucha often mingled like lovers at war. But today the tension was different. Something shimmered in the air, an electric anticipation that clung to the walls like the scent of rare perfume. And right at the heart of it stood Luna Nozawa, radiant, mysterious, and channeling the boldness of a woman twice her age. Perhaps even her cunning grandmother. Luna had returned to Los Angeles with a new mission. After months abroad, Studying design and rediscovering her roots, she came back sharper, fiercer, and with secrets stitched into her soul. One of those secrets: her grandmother's old book of feminine persuasion techniques, a faded, lavender-scented relic filled with delicate handwriting and scandalous strategy. She hadn't meant to open it again, but when she saw him, everything changed. Now 25 and blazing with the self-assured charisma only the Spencer bloodline could produce, Will had just rejoined the family empire. With a chiseled jaw, a smirk that could melt ice, and eyes that hinted at both danger and poetry, he was as impossible to ignore as a thunderstorm in July. Luna remembered him as a reckless teenager in expensive shoes. But this man? He was something else entirely, and he didn't recognize her at first. That was her first advantage. A lady's gaze, the book read, should feel like silk brushing the skin, soft, mysterious, and laced with promise. Luna saw Will at the Forrester Gala, holding court by the Champagne Tower, charming the press and brushing off a blonde heiress clinging to his arm like a designer bag. Luna didn't interrupt. She just walked by slowly, her gaze meeting his for a heartbeat longer than was polite. At Il Gardino, Luna made sure to accidentally drop her vintage silk scarf by Will's table. He picked it up, drawn in by the familiar scent of jasmine and something nostalgic he couldn't name. It was the smile that did it. Grandma always said a good smile wasn't just lips. It was the eyes, the timing, the mystery. Luna didn't chase, she floated. She was always there, somewhere in the background, consulting on a fabric line, speaking to Ridge, sharing tea with Steffi, but never clinging, never obvious. Will noticed, every time. When he asked Steffi who she was, Steffi only smiled. "She's family," she said. In a way. Will's expression changed. He knew the name. He also knew the rumors about the matriarch, the fierce, whispery tales of a woman who'd made and broken alliances with a fan and a smile. Luna mirrored Will's moods. When he was cocky, she was playful. When he was quiet, she was thoughtful. When he teased, she countered, not with flirtation, but with intellect. One evening at a charity auction, he leaned in close. She sipped her wine, unfazed. "I'd be insulted if I were." He laughed, full and real. That was when she saw it, the flicker of respect. That was step 4 in the book. Grandma called it, when the hunter becomes the hunted. Luna arranged a private meeting with Ridge to pitch a design concept, a blend of traditional Japanese aesthetics and modern edge. Will happened to be there. Coincidence, of course. As she presented, Will watched her. Not the designs, not the visuals. Her. She spoke like the room belonged to her. She looked like poetry, dressed in silk and steel. Afterward, he cornered her in the hallway. "And you're late to realize it," she replied, brushing past him with a whisper of jasmine in her wake. "Don't let the game go too far. Win, but know when to walk away." Will showed up at her studio unannounced one night, holding 2 cups of coffee and a look that was equal parts admiration and frustration. "Why are you doing this?" he asked. "You could have just..."